0.01%. That is the insulting price the world's largest banks pay to rent your life's work while they gamble with your capital at 200x leverage. Your savings isn't an asset for you, it's the raw material for their high-frequency trading and predatory lending. I'm Alex. This is Wealthonomics, where we expose the financial system the wealthy don't want you to understand. Last week we exposed the salary myth. Today we look at where that salary goes to die. By the end of this, you'll see your bank statement not as a safety net, but as a structural leak in your hull. Let's get into the mechanics of the capture. To understand why you're struggling, we have to look at 1913. The Federal Reserve Act changed banks from storage vaults into financial intermediaries. They no longer just keep your money safe, they employ it. Under current regulations, specifically the shift in 2020, the reserve requirement for many banks was slashed to zero. This means when you deposit $1, the bank doesn't keep a dime of it in the vault. They use it as a base to create $10, $20, or even $50 in new credit. They are effectively printing money using your labor as the collateral, and they aren't sharing the profits. The banking business model is built on the spread, or net interest margin. They pay you 0.01% on your savings while charging you 24% on your credit card and 7% on your mortgage. This isn't just a business, it's a harvest. While you struggle to keep up with a 4% or 5% inflation rate, the bank is actively devaluing the very dollars you've entrusted to them. By the time you withdraw that money in 10 years, its purchasing power has been halved, while the bank has used that same capital to acquire hard assets that appreciate. They get the growth, you get the decay. Here is the savings illusion: the bank wants you to feel safe so you stay liquid. But here's what your financial advisor will never tell you: they need you liquid so they can stay leveraged. If everyone moved their money into cash flow assets tomorrow, the Big Four would collapse in hours. They use marketing budgets in the billions to convince you that a high-yield savings account at 4% is a win, conveniently ignoring that after taxes and real-world inflation, your net return is still negative. You are running on a treadmill that is slowly moving backward, wondering why the scenery never changes. Then come the fees, the friction of the poor. In a single year, U.S. banks rake in over $12 billion in overdraft fees alone. These aren't service charges, they are poverty taxes. They are designed to kick you while you're down, ensuring that the moment you slip, the system extracts maximum value. The part they deliberately don't teach in school is that these fees are optimized by AI algorithms to find the exact breaking point of a customer's balance. They know when you're vulnerable, and they've built a multi-billion-dollar industry on the back of your temporary misfortune. Credit is the ultimate tether. The system has rebranded debt as opportunity. They've gamified your life with a credit score, a number that doesn't measure your wealth, but your reliability as a source of interest income. The higher your score, the more debt they'll let you take on, and the longer they can keep you in the labor loop. Here's the thing that keeps middle-class families trapped generation after generation: they spend their lives paying for the privilege of using tomorrow's money today, while the banks use today's money to own tomorrow's assets. You are trading your future freedom for a present-day illusion. Everything I just told you is accurate. But there's a dimension to this story that almost no financial content creator covers: the velocity of capture. Banks don't just want your money, they want to own the time it takes you to earn it twice. They lend you money for a house, then they lend you money for the car to get to the job to pay for the house, and then they charge you a fee to move the money between the two. This creates a closed-loop ecosystem where your dollar never actually leaves their ledger. You are a battery in a machine that is perpetually charging itself. This capture goes deeper than just interest. Under the Dodd-Frank Act, specifically Section 165, your relationship with the bank changed forever. You are no longer a customer with a deposit, you are an unsecured creditor. If a major bank fails, they have the legal right to bail in, meaning they can convert your deposits into bank equity to save themselves. Your cash isn't yours, it's a loan you gave the bank, and you are the last person in line to get paid if things go south. The wealthy know this, which is why they keep minimal cash in big banks. Next, we have the Cantillon Effect. This is the phenomenon where those closest to the money source, the banks, benefit first from new money creation. When the Fed prints money, banks get to spend it before prices rise. By the time that money trickles down to your paycheck, inflation has already driven up the cost of eggs, gas, and rent. You are effectively paying for the bank's early access privilege through the loss of your own purchasing power. The system isn't broken, it's performing exactly as designed for the shareholders of the top 4 institutions. The final stage of the trap is the transition to a cashless society and CBDCs, total surveillance. In a digital-only system, the bank can turn off your ability to spend, implement negative interest rates to force consumption, and track every single movement of your capital. The walls are closing in on the concept of private wealth. They want a human subscription model, where you own nothing and pay for the right to exist within their digital infrastructure. Segment 12 Building Toward Action. The only way out is to stop playing their game by their rules. So, what do you actually do? Step 1. Break the 6-month liquidity tether. Keep exactly what you need for emergencies in a high-yield account at a credit union or a smaller, non-systemic bank, somewhere they actually know your name. Step 2. Move the surplus. Stop letting the bank gamble with your excess. Put it into assets the bank can't bail in, real estate, private debt, or gold held outside the banking system. You must become the intermediary of your own wealth, cutting out the middleman who is currently bleeding you dry. This isn't just about money, it's about sovereignty. Every dollar you leave sitting in a big bank account is a vote for your own obsolescence. It is a brick in the wall of the prison they are building around your future. The psychological shift is the hardest part, realizing that the safety of a big bank logo is the most dangerous illusion you own. It's time to stop being the fuel and start being the engineer. Take your capital back, move it to where it is treated with respect, and start building on your own terms. 3 things to take from today. First, big banks are essentially highly leveraged hedge funds using your deposits as interest-free margin. Second, inflation is a hidden tax that ensures your savings are actually a decaying asset. Third, under modern law, you are an unsecured creditor, not a customer. Remember the 0.01% interest from the start. That penny isn't a reward, it's a distraction while they harvest your life force through the spread. Next on Wealthonomics, why the stock market is rigged for the wealthy. If this changed how you see the system, subscribe. The next one goes deeper.